Okie dokie. Over there. Put that right there. And we're here. We're here and we're back and we're ready to go. Okay. Welcome back, everybody. Oh no. There we go. Oh, there's no music. Let's get some music going, then we'll start this up. How's everybody doing today? It is Wednesday. It is the viewer suggestion. I'm going to be hanging out today. The boy's asleep, so we will hopefully be able to draw for a little while, but he's been under the weather, so he might wake up and sad. So we'll see how things go. Banana Cookman. Sorry, I just stuffed a cookie in my mouth. Am I quiet? That's not good. Hold on a second. Let me figure that out. Test, 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 test. Oh, I should be. I should be good. That's weird. Okay. Oh, no, I am very quiet. There we go. That's probably a lot better. Hopefully that will work out. Apparently my mic has different settings. And I did not have it set right. So. Whoops. How are you doing, Bionic? How you been? Brum. Might just be a chill day today. Who knows? I think I'm going to jump right into it. I think we're just going to start. I think I'm ready to start doing workout again because I'm not super tired. So we'll see how that goes. For every membership or super chat dollar we get, we'll lift some weight. We'll see how that goes. If Rugby has boxing mitts, would he be Slugby? I guess they'd have to go on his feet. Slugby, I think, would be a slug. Does rugby play rugby? I think I drew one that one time. I think somebody suggested that. I drew it. But not as a normal thing. You do not. Let's roll some dice. Elliot, how are you today? An 8. An autonome wizard made out of not from metal, but from stone. Okay. Stone autonome wizard. I'll dig it. I have to design the base caster class today. My game. I think I'm gonna make him a little tiny, like Final Fantasy Black Mage. Otter gnome, yeah. Prepare for the otter gnomes. This guy's made out of stone. Maybe we should make him a little more square. A little more cubic. Yeah, I guess. I don't usually give gnomes beards. I have in the past. But would an otter wizard just need a beard regardless? Maybe that's the way to do it. There's a whole archaeological rabbit hole about super smooth carvings from 600 years ago. Super smooth. Oh, I mean, all of the people that are like, oh, this blah 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 couldn't have been done because the stone is too perfect. It's like they don't know how sculpting works. Just period. You can get very, very smooth stone work just from like rudimentary carving. Yeah. When was the Bronze Age? Yeah. There you go. So we should have been able to have smooth stone work 3,000 years ago. So I'm not super worried about it. It's amazing what you can get done when you have infinite time and people. One of the reasons I kind of miss the concept of apprenticeships. Like, we need more apprenticeship programs everywhere, because it's so much that, like, oh, let's send people to school and then have them, you know, figure out their shit. It's like, I mean, just find the job you want. There should be somebody who will teach you how to do that job on the job, and then you work for them, and that would be great. I would love that. Is that what should I start an artistship apprenticeship? Teach people how to art, and then take 2% of their commission for the next 10 years. That feels scummy, but that's essentially what it is. That's an MLM. Yeah, I suppose so. Well, it's only an MLM if I make people pay me or just teach people how to be artists, and then they pay people to be artists, and I get paid off the people they teach. That's an MLM. That is kind of the problem I have with just kind of general working. Like, there are some places where it's like real estate. Real estate feels kind of scummy to me, because you're working with a bunch of people, but you're paying people out, and then realtors are weird. I don't like the realtor system. There's an entire trend in capitalism towards divorcing jobs from training for them. Yeah. You can only learn how to do this if a professor teaches you how to do it. Why wouldn't someone who just does it for a living teach me how to do it? They're too busy making money. The downside to that is really, like, if I wanted to teach somebody how to do art or make video games, I have to either A, expect them to be pulling their weight from the get-go, or take the loss, you know, like, teach them. Somebody has to work for free for a little bit. Right? And that sucks, and that's the downside to it. Whereas with college, you're offsetting that by trying to give them knowledge and experience on their own dime, and that sucks, but it is what it is. There's no perfect system, you know. And so really the way to do it would be to let people already be good at art somewhat. Me have a business where instead of it being, hey, we're doing commissions from this artist, it would just be like, we're going to get your shit done, right? Whatever you want, we'll get it done. And then I delegate that to people. And that's how businesses work. That's how corporations work. And you just hire somebody who kind of already is trained. You're not necessarily training them specifically, but you're training them in a style or something. Right? That's how video game companies and branding companies work. Versus the alternative of making people pay for me to teach them, right? And then I wouldn't expect them to pay me anything when they do commissions. Because they're just trained. They paid me to get trained. I gave them something, and they do something with it. And I don't know if I like that model. If I teach people to do stuff for free, then I'm creating my own competition, which is also a bummer. But I like that idea. Which is where YouTube comes into play, right? I get paid for people to watch, and I can teach people cool shit for free. Yeah, that's the corporate model, right? It's like, I'll teach you how to work, and then you work for me for a little while. That way I know I have a properly trained person working for me, which is good. This is a fun little guy. The DM Academy. That could be fun. That could be a fun project. It's got to look a little more stony, so we're gonna give him some chips and scratches. I think the real thing about sculpture, like ancient sculpture, is one, the things that allow you to carve into stone are really based around the hardness of the stone, which makes the more elegant and detailed something you can do is usually because it's softer, and the softer things don't stand the test of time, right? They get weathered away. So, like, if you really want to scare me and impress me, you got to find like a obsidian sphere or something, right? It's just like, how did they cut this? But like, you can do a lot with sandpaper, and you can make sandpaper pretty easy. So I'll be right back. 1 second. I should start doing art tutorial videos. I had fun doing the like how to draw goblins. Maybe I should do the next one of those. I like giving my autonoms tiny feet. I don't know why. It just gets funny. But I guess that's why. I do it because I think it's funny. Learn something about myself. Corvus, welcome in.
Hello. Sorry, forgot to turn on my headset.
That was alright. How are you doing today?
I'm alright. Getting less now.
What's that? You didn't get any sleep?
Yeah,
Sorry.
it's fine. I ate something I shouldn't have, and it kept me up all night, so.
Every now and again I'll do that. I'll drink like a Coke or something and be like, well, I'm not going to sleep for 2 days.
Trying a robot wizard.
Yeah, it's a stone auto gnome.
So garden gnome.
Oh, I should have given him a pointy hat. You're right. But he's a wizard, so he's got to have a wizard hat. That's tough.
I would argue they're both wizard hats.
Yeah,
So.
that's what like. Maybe I should have given him just. Maybe I should take the brim off. I feel like we've gone too far.
I'm sorry I ruined it.
I think we're about done with it anyway. So. I think we are going to be able to play this weekend. I'm going to be honest, though, I don't remember what's going on.
Neither do I.
We're chasing... zombies around or something. Ghouls? Chasing ghouls?
Probably ghouls. Zombies seem a little pedestrian and weak for your level.
Kevin and Lars did not make it to the Trial of Blood yet.
Oh no. Just taking their time?
Taking their time, yep. Taking their time. We'll see if they get there tonight. Rolling the dice. Don't have a 12 anymore. A jukebox autonome. Apparently it's an autonome day. Yep. The boy's awake. Be right back.
Oh no.
The boy and I are both recovering from being sick, and that's... Now he's just really phlegmy. Not a happy boy. Okay, auto gnome. Jukebox.
Jukebox.
Yep. So we're gonna go really, really wide on this guy.
Oh. Excuse me.
Oh my kid. What's up? Yeah? Poor kid. Poor kid. I don't know what I'm doing here. Hold on.
I don't either.
What is that?
That is a type of undead that apparently eats gold.
Okay. There was a fight in Baldur's Gate 3. That I thought was pretty good. Basically fighting this big old greed demon. And every time you punch it, it drops piles of gold, and that's how it loses hit points. Like,
I think there's a way to like subvert it by like feeding him too much gold,
oh really?
and he just pops. I think.
I think you can also like break into. You can find some of his piles of gold and take that, and it also weakens him. It's like his health pool. His health pool is about health pool is based around piles of gold in his vicinity. I think something to that effect. But it's a really cool idea. Kind of like it. Jukebox.
You know what a jukebox looks like?
Trying to remember. Got a turntable. Got some records. Kid, you are breaking lots of rules right now. Yeah, you are not allowed to be on the desk. I know you don't feel good, but it doesn't mean you get to just do whatever you want. No. Yeah, I don't know if I want to make him... Would he have a button interface? That's the question. You know? Does this infer that somebody both invented A, autonomous gnomes, and B, a jukebox, and then decided, what if I just put the gnome on top of the jukebox? Wouldn't it make more sense to, like, tell the gnome to play a song and then it does? I feel like that's overlooking some of the technological advances that are the auto gnomes. Am I overthinking this?
Maybe?
Maybe.
Maybe just someone really liked the design of jukeboxes and wanted their auto gnome to be resembling one.
Kid, you are full of beans today. Yeah, what happened? You feel better? No. Okay. Which is it? You want to be up on my lap or you want to be on the floor? You're not allowed to touch the microphone. Yeah? You hungry? Need some milk? Oh. Yeah. Okay. Let me grab some milk. We'll be back. Alright, we'll see how long that lasts. I feel like this is what the people wanted. Like this is this is just a jukebox that is also an auto know.
That's also somehow enough on the shelf.
Yeah. I feel like I want to do something different. I feel like I could do something more creative with it, but then it wouldn't be a jukebox, you know? It would be an autonom that can play music.
Yep.
There we go. That's what we needed. Mouth needed to be much higher.
the one of the new books that came out today for
Okay.
Pathfinder, Shining Kingdoms. It's a campaign book or setting book, and I mentioned that they have some new feats for ghosts in it, and Demiplane has updated with all the feats and everything today.
Fun.
And ghosts have a feat called, I'm not even going to try to pronounce it, but essentially you can possess a weapon
Okay.
and fly around with it.
That's pretty neat. That's got some potential.
Yep. Sadly, it is like a level 10 feat, which I was like, okay, that makes a little sense, because you basically are becoming untargetable, really,
Yeah,
as a creature.
There is always that problem with with ghost characters of like, well, you don't really, you shouldn't really have hit points because you're dead. Like,
Yeah.
and I would even go that a step further to say you can still have hit points, but oh wow, that is so loud. You can have hit points, but you can't die. If that makes any sense.
Yeah. Part of it is you also don't gain the benefit and can't provide flanking, which I get.
Interesting.
Like you only you have a 5 foot square, but you don't block or impede movement because you're just a weapon at this point.
Yeah, I can see that. I could see somebody acrobating through your square pretty easily. But I don't know. I feel like you should be able to flank if you're possessing it. That means it's a like you're harrying that person. Like you're they have to pay attention to the weapon itself. But I guess that argument could be made about spiritual weapon too.
You gain a fly speed of 30 feet. You can only strike and use the fly actions, which do not trigger reactions, so they can't attack you. Your AC is 18 plus your level, and the hardness and hit points of the weapon you're possessing.
Okay, that makes sense.
So, which for typically because of the context that feat is for, they're generally one-handed slashing weapons. But it could be anything, and they even give the hit points for your average one-handed slashing weapon, which is 5 hardness and 20 hit points. Okay. You can't be disarmed, nor can your body be detected or directly injured except for by spirit damage, which makes sense because you're a ghost. And if you are reduced to 0 hit points or the weapon you're inhabiting is broken or destroyed, you're immediately ejected from it and paralyzed for 1 round.
Yep, I like it. We're gonna go a little taller. Now it just looks like an autognome wearing a jukebox.
Maybe give it arms? Or would that make it look more like an autognome wearing a jukebox?
Let's find out. It looks more like a costume if you do that. Did you ever see Robots? God, when did Robots come out? 2000?
The animated movie?
Yeah.
DreamWorks? I went to the theater and watched it because my aunt brought me. And I don't remember anything of it other than the red robot dressing in drag. But that was it.
It's a pretty forgettable movie. It's a lot of just gags. It's a lot of robot
gags.
Which is kind of what the point I was getting to is like all these robots exist and live, but they're all they're making like jokes and references about human stuff, and that always bothers me. But like, I love that one of the dad robot is a dishwasher. Like, he is a dishwasher. Like, he works at a restaurant and he washes dishes in himself. Why do robots have plates? I don't fucking know. Because they all eat and drink oil and need oil and pee oil. So, like, who knows what they're actually eating and why they have dishes. But,
Thinking too hard about it.
that's what I'm getting at. Like, it's just, it's one of those weird things where there are a bunch of robots made out of human things in a world where humans don't exist. Wait,
How else are people going to relate to the robots?
I don't know if I did a druid Warforged. I don't believe so. We did a auto gnome wizard and now an auto gnome jukebox. Welcome in, John. Yeah, okay. 1 second. Be right back. I might be quiet today. The kid's not happy that he's not allowed to touch the keyboard.
Mm.
I don't know what else I'm going to do with this guy, so I'm going to put him over here, and then we're going to move to the next one. But I feel like I'm just making robots from robots, so. Apparently Druid's lair is still over here. There we go. Kid, do not push that. A human dragon knight. Okay. Reluctant, but finding it necessary to raise the obsidian coloring thing. What? I feel like there's some stuff I'm missing here.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't understand this. Raise... necessary to raise the obsidian colored thing. I don't know what that possibly means. Like, they're raising a dragon? Dragon Knight raising a dragon? Down.
That sounds like an AI generated response to something.
Yeah, it's not coherent, is it?
No.
You can draw a human dragon knight though, so we'll do that. I'm just gonna draw a dragoon, essentially. That would be copied from a conversation? That could be. Whatever. Hey! What did you just stick in there? Great. Go through and clean my computer now.
But I really like some of the stuff that this new book gave out because it gives a bunch of spirit-themed spells.
Which book is this?
It's called Shining Kingdoms.
Shining Kingdom.
It's probably like the most generic fantasy aspect of the Pathfinder world.
Okay.
Um,
It's only $40. I mean, that's cheap compared to what
that
they have been.
yeah, and but like Demon Plane has all the stuff, just sans the lore and pictures.
Okay.
At least most of the pictures. So I was looking over the spells that they gave out, and there's like a lot of them that fall under the divine spell list, which I can use, and a lot of them are spirit themed. Like there's one, let me see here. Sort by level. It's a 4th level spell called.
Did Battlecry also come out today?
No. Battlecry doesn't come out until
August?
next month.
Yeah, okay.
The end of next month.
Gotcha.
But the remastered version of the Treasure Vault came out. But Demon Plane hasn't updated with any new stuff about it yet, so. Because there's also the last book of one of the adventure paths also got released today, so like 3 books came out today. But there's this 4th level spell called Spiritual Renewal, 2 actions. For 4 rounds, you can touch a living creature and give them fast healing 8.
That's a ton.
And,
That's a lot.
yeah. And every level heightened, the fast healing is increased by 2. So, I know what spell I'll be taking when I'll be able to cast 4th level spells.
Yeah.
Until they nerf it, probably.
Who knows?
There's another one called Veil Spirits, 3 actions. You surround, like, let's see how. When a creature. Dear Lord, when a creature that isn't immune to spirit damage begins its turn within this 20-foot burst, you must attempt a reflex save. If they succeed, they are dazzled until the beginning of their next turn. So that means they have to roll a flat DC to hit you or attack you with anything.
Wait, why is that? I mean, is that what Dazzled does?
Yeah.
I thought Dazzled just made you have negatives.
Dazzled is your vision, like objects and people become concealed to you.
Cool.
So when you're
that's way better than it used to be. That's awesome.
Or are you thinking of dazed?
See, I thought maybe I'm thinking of Fascinated. So
Fascinated, yeah, Fascinated just is like charmed but weaker.
Yeah, like a mini weak charm because it's kind of like a shitty stun. But
yeah.
Yeah. So what dazzles you?
So
what does daze do? Maybe daze is the other word I'm confused with.
I don't know if dazed is even a thing.
Okay, it might not be.
In Pathfinder 2E dazed. Yeah, no, it's not.
Okay.
It's just they've replaced dazed with stunned, so
Okay.
stunned and dazed are the same thing. So, but yeah, dazzled. Your eyes are overstimulated, or your vision is swimming. If your vision's your only precise scent, all creatures and objects are concealed from you.
Oh no. Is that what that means?
Yeah.
Okay, because like there's some things that give you smell as an imprecise sense, which means you know that something's there, but you can't see it, right? They're still concealed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but if you can give somebody a precise sense of smell, that's cool. I didn't think about that. Sorry, that's off topic, but
That's fine. If they fail, the creature is still dazed, but they gain a weakness to spirit damage equal to half your level until the beginning of your next turn. A creature with spirit sense can't use its imprecise sense while it's dazed in this way. So if I got hit by this, because I have Spirit Sense on my Animist, and I failed the saving throw, I would, I'll be kind of in trouble.
Yeah. I mean, that was
Like,
that's always been my problem
I'll
with
be
5e,
reeling.
is like blindness and deafness does nothing in 5e. Like, it's just like, oh, you have disadvantage now. It's like, that's stupid. Like, they're telling me in combat for people in 5e, like, the difference between fighting 2 people and being completely blind is exactly the same. Like, it's just, it's always been a weird...
And a critical failure it's the same as the failure, but the weakness to spirit damage is equal to your level. So which is pretty nice. And as a animus, I have quite a few spells that allow me to do spirit damage.
Yeah. Oh, poor sleepy sick boy. The summer sale is over. I'll probably be putting new prices up on the Discord here in the next day or two. I think I'm going to lower my prices a little bit since I haven't been getting as many commissions as I have lately. I might need to go back to Twitch too. Oh, kid. I want to get some of these books, but
yeah,
money.
yeah. Like I get why they had to raise the prices and everything, but like it's rough.
Yeah.
When you like, there's really cool books and everything coming out, and just like, I can't get any of these right now. There's this other spell. It's a first level spell, so it's either.
Stop.
So it may also count as a cantrip. I think it counts as a cantrip. It's weird.
The boy's asking for milk now, so I'll be right back. 1 second.
Okay.
Kid, you just asked me for this. Yeah. Great.
So this spell I was going to talk about, it's called Defended by Spirits. 2
Okay.
actions. And the target says 1 ally and 1 enemy. You like designate an enemy and an ally, and spirits protect the ally. So
How do they protect?
each time an enemy attacks and damages the ally, the enemy takes 1d6 spirit damage.
That's cool.
The enemy is aware of these spirits and has a general sense that attacking the ally will draw the spirit's ire. So it's like, but if it's mindless, it probably won't matter. Hence why I think it's like a cantrip spell.
Yeah, I have my champion has, I think only because I have the Oracle subclass, has something similar that is a focus cantrip.
Mm-hmm.
That you pick an enemy and a target, and then I think that person gets damage negation against that one target, something like that. But they have to be within like 30 feet of me, and so it rarely gets used because everybody just runs around.
Yep. Sorry.
I really do think we need to play more with enemies trying to eat the back line. Which is something I'll fiddle with.
Yeah.
As we move on in the future.
Because I will say, you mentioned that they added a new. I believe I mentioned it last week. Or 2 weeks ago, they added a new wizard school called the School of Gates.
I
It's all
didn't hear
about
about this.
teleportation.
Oh, interesting.
So, and there's a lot of feats. So, like, there's not even feats, but spells that they get, like King's Castle. So you can swap places with a one willing creature in 60 feet.
That's
So
pretty
if
good.
you're like the wizard's getting attacked in the back line, they could like swap places with the barbarian or someone.
I dig that. King's Castle is a chess move.
Yep.
I like it.
Then there's like a Nacelle spell called Forest of Gates. You teleport yourself and your allies to a peaceful extraplanar realm of towering trees, each of which holds a misty gateway to another location. When you cast the spell, use a specific destination in 1,000 miles that you can identify by its position relative to your starting position. That's the annoying part about teleportation spells.
Do you have to know where you're going and been there before?
Yeah.
After playing a bunch of MMOs and like a bunch of Korean MMOs, if you don't have to go and attune to the warp gate place that you're getting to, then you just don't need teleportation in the game. Like, once you make it so trivial that you can basically just teleport anywhere, then you're basically saying that movement is pointless.
Yeah. So, blah blah blah. Incorrect knowledge of the location causes the spell to fail, of course. Yeah. You and your allies. So this is actually the mechanical things of the spell. You and your allies walk for an hour through the forest, and each of you gain 8 hit points and reduces the value of any doomed or drained conditions you have taken, as if you had taken a full night's rest.
That's interesting.
At the end of the journey, attempt a DC 40 Arcana or Nature check to find the correct gate to your desired location. On a critical success, you and your allies arrive within 1,000 feet of your desired location.
Why does it get rid of the doom effect? That's weird.
Because, like, you're essentially kind of getting a long rest as you're traveling for 1 hour.
Okay.
Because you're also getting hit points back.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Success, you're 1 mile away from your designated desired location. On a failure, it's 10 miles.
Oh, that's good. It's not directly under the ground.
Yep. And on a critical failure, your allies exit the force within 1 mile of your original location.
That's funny.
It's like, wait.
You okay?
So, regardless, you still teleport, just you may not end up in the right spot. So.
Yeah, you having trouble, kid? He's full of snot, but he doesn't want me to try to suck it out of his nose or wipe his face off. He just wants to rub his face on my shirt. So.
Oh, I remember that times where I hated when parents would try to make me wipe my nose. They'll like rub it and feel like they're pulling it off.
It's just like, be clean. Be clean.
Also, I feel like an idiot for not using this one spell that I think I have access to. Let me make sure. It's called like Thoughtful Gift. Like, why have I not been using that to like help people who need healing? Like, give me all the health potions. I can teleport them to you directly into your hand.
Because you think you're a melee champion.
No, I don't.
You're a medium. You're a wizard. Be a wizard.
I've done melee once.
Okay, kid. Oh my. Oh my.
That's
I was
because I
playing a
had
game
the
where you could
battle
teleport
spirit.
anywhere that failed their saves, but magic was forbidden in the setting. That's weird. Hold on. Over underline on monsters in the free rules with the swallow hole ability. What? Elliot, I'm a little confused. What do you mean by, like, are there monsters that have the swallow hole ability? Or are you asking to place a bet on whether you think they will? I'm very, very lost.
Oh, maybe referring to when I say you could swap the king's castle. But it has to be a willing creature, and I don't think a barbarian wants to end up in the stomach of a dragon.
Oh, so if you get eaten, then you swap out with somebody else?
Yeah. But I think you have to see them.
Sure. Poor kid.
So, if Paizo did not want me to be in melee, why did they give me medium armor and simple weapons?
Because everybody needs medium armor and simple weapons.
Wizards don't get it.
It's because they get stabs. So what I'm saying is, I think you haven't been playing your character as supporty as it could be, which is fine.
Yes.
I think, and that's
because I've never
really,
played one.
Yeah, and so what I'm getting at is not like that you're playing it wrong necessarily, but you've had it in your mind that you're kind of a frontliner character when really you should just be focusing on support wherever that takes you. So like, yeah, don't worry about what weapons you have. I think we need to play more with your spirits and finding fun ways to be supportive.
Yeah.
We were on an airship, taken over by hijackers, and I ran into the room, yelled at the demon to be gone, teleporting them outside of the bridge of the airship. You teleported them? Back line earlier phase. Eating the back line. Oh, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's the same thing with like we've talked about a bunch about like kind of playing Bard wrong, and it's really all just down to the spell choices only really mattered based on how you want to play the character, right? So yeah, take those things, have fun with it, see how it takes your character a little differently. That's the biggest thing that I ran into with Finite, right? Yeah, Finite. Like, I thought he was going to be way more tanky than he is. He's tough. Don't get me wrong, he's tough, but like the champion is more of a fighter, like a more of a front line character overall. And he's just not super. He's not super beefy.
I think that's part of my one critique is if you wanted to be super tanky, you probably should have took the shield.
Yep.
Spirit.
Yep. Yeah, and then I could have gone for the archetype. I should have gone the defender route, which we talked a little bit about after the fact, right? Like I'd already gone the oracle route, so I was trying to build kind of like a paladin. But the little bits you get from the archetype is not enough to sustain the character, right? Really, if I wanted to do that, I should have gone fighter, or I should have gone the shield based one, been super defensive, and then gotten the oracle stuff to augment that, instead of going like I went a lot more. I wanted to do the two-handed sword build, which is kind of like a WoW ret pally, which is more attack focused. So like, I think what I built is fun and fine, but it's not what I was originally intending to build.
Yeah, because let me Let me pull up a champion here. Also, I misspoke. I didn't necessarily mean the shield spirit, but what's it called?
For the champion?
The focus spell that you can get. There's Lay on Hands, Shield of the Spirit, and Touch of the Void. And I feel like
What did I take? That's a good question, actually. Let's look at that.
you probably took Lay on Hands.
I probably did.
Because I think they didn't have many options at the time. I think they only had 2.
Yeah. There's definitely been a lot of really cool things added since I built him.
Yeah, because Shields of the Spirit is you raise your shield, causing ephemeral spirit shields to flow in front within your champion's aura. The shields last until the start of your next turn, or until you're no longer raising your shield, whichever comes first.
Is that where would that be from?
So that is what you get at first level. Your devotion spell.
My devotion spell.
That you get at first level.
Devotion spells. Okay, they're based on the deity domain. So I picked fam. Oh wow. Okay.
Nope. That is. I mean, the domain thing is a devotion spell, but all champions get a option at first level where you can pick Lay on Hands, Spirit, the Shields thing, and the Touch of the Void thing.
Yeah, I don't.
So
the only thing I got to pick.
You may have to just completely
restart,
delete Fana, and like remake him.
Because the only thing I pick a class feat. Which gives me...
Because this isn't a feat, this is just like
this embodies the aspect
of
your deity. Choose your deity's domain from the list. You gain the domain initial domain spell. Deity's domain.
Yeah, so that's just a feat. What I'm talking about, this is just a feature that you get. Like when you're like starting the character in Foundry, it'll be like one of the first things that it'll like pop up and ask you. It's like,
okay, I see.
What focus spell do you want?
Yeah, I see devotion spells, but it didn't. I have Lay on Hands. You're right.
Okay.
But I don't know where I chose that. Oddly enough.
When you like start your character, you'll be prompted with a little drop-down menu. And I don't think Shields of the Spirits was a thing until the remaster.
Let's make a new character and see what happens here.
Sorry, people. I've always kind of picked on Rook's champion a little bit. I feel bad about it, but it's just because Rook keeps telling me, he's like, it's not how I wanted him to be, and he's like, this way he's still fun, but it's like, what'd you do?
Lay on Hands. Yeah, weird. Okay.
Yeah.
So it is because he's so old. That's why he doesn't have that option.
Yeah.
So I think I just got Lay on Hands before.
Yeah. So because you were like a Liberation Paladin thing champion, I think that just automatically gave you Lay on Hands, and if you were an evil Paladin, you got the negative version of it.
Gotcha. Yeah, I might have to rebuild him. It'll be fun.
Yep.
Because I don't use Lay on Hands hardly ever.
Yep. It's good. It's a good spell. It's just, for what you've told me about Fana, I feel like the Shield of the Spirits would be a better option for you. Because you give everyone like a status +1 status bonus to AC.
Yeah, that sounds way better.
And if an ally is attacked, the enemy takes 1d4 spirit damage, even if it misses.
That's pretty awesome.
So,
kid. Alright, let's roll some dice. Don't have an 11. Don't have a 12. Don't have a 10.
Roll
really
the
just
8.
I rolled 11, 12, 10, 9. So that was weird. Seahorse paladin with a hammer in his tail and a helmet with a plume of a red algae. Okay, I got it. Seahorse paladin. It's okay, kid. Yeah, go back to sleep. They say seahorse paladin. But like, do they want an actual seahorse? I used the spell to teleport them unwillingly, and they failed their save to resist. They were 25 feet outside, other side of the window, and something like 2 miles above the ground. You didn't just teleport them like into space? Offensive teleport is not something I've seen very much of. I didn't think you could cast it on unwilling creatures.
Generally, it's there. I would say there would be like a will. If we're using D&D, something like maybe like a dexterity save or like a wisdom check.
I thought teleport had like I thought you had to touch one. You have to touch them. And 2, I think it says teleports you and willing creatures. Which Elliot, like,
probably
if your GM allows you to do it, that's the end of it, right? Like,
yeah,
so it's good on them. But
I mean, let's be honest. Banish. That's what banishment is.
yeah, banish is
So
forced teleport, right?
Because it even works on creatures that are native to the plane. You just send them somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
and they come back in a minute.
He was in anima. Oh, okay.
I'll be right back.
Sure. I might need to go look up some seahorse references. Yeah? What's up? Oh my. Me? What about me? Magic in that system is way over the top, but super hard for both use and resist. Gotcha. Something that I love that is maybe a little overlooked, like you said, that magic is kind of forbidden in that game, but you're flying around in an airship. I always love it when that happens in fantasy games. I'm like, oh yeah, we figured out how airships work, but it's like without use of magic. It's like that's something we struggle to do, you know. How do we make it fantastical? Airships. Yeah. I might need to go after here in a little bit. We'll try to finish this one up and then we'll probably call it. The kiddo just needs a nap. Just needs a nap. Want some milk? Nope. Okay. No milk. Church sent anti-magic inquisitors. Gotcha. Yeah. They did the same thing in like Avatar. It's like, oh yeah, there used to be people that could control the wind and fly everywhere. They're gone now. So we built flying machines out of like chairs and stuff. And it's just like, I don't know how you did that. Like that's not something we can do. Seahorses are terrifying. I don't know why. Probably because they're just tiny horses that can fly. But they scare me. I think a lot of it stems from like Da Vinci and all these people like with their notebooks and stuff, but like the big thing about those is it didn't work. Like it did not work at all.
What did I miss?
Welcome back.
I said, what did I miss?
I was just saying I think it's weird that in some fantasy settings, especially when it's like, oh, we don't have magic, but then they do magical shit, like have flying machines and like Avatar. The airbenders all disappeared, so then they decided to just recreate the ability for people to fly around on sticks and kites and stuff. And it's like, I don't know if that's how that would work. We hate technology. We built flying machines out of nothing, apparently. It's like, how did you do that? That's amazing. And I think a big part of it comes from, like, the hand-waving of, well, we don't have to explain magic, so why should we explain science? It's like, well, all right. Maybe the laws of physics are different in this world. What eats seahorses that makes them evolve armor? Everything?
I was gonna say everything.
Does it work?
Is it even armor?
I mean, they look armored. I guess maybe it's more camouflage than armor. Like, I saw a shark trying to eat a crab, and the crab was just like, fuck off, and it walked away. It was like, alright, that worked. You know, good job. Good job, crab. Good job, evolution. Like, success. But then you look at these little guys. It's like,
apparently, yes, they do have bony plates.
so does that make them badass, or do they just
I
get
don't
eaten?
know,
all the
considering
time?
they're barely bigger than like your index finger.
Yeah, what's trying to eat them? Just every fish, I guess.
Yeah, like just everything eats everything in the ocean.
That's fair. Yeah.
like everything from like tuna fish to Dorados to sharks to skates,
What is a
rays,
Dorado?
crabs, birds, penguins, turtles.
What is a Dorado?
If I remember right, it used to be called the dolphin fish. Yeah,
Okay. I told
or
you
mahi
about
mahi.
the mahi mahi. Okay.
Yeah.
I told you about the millions of skate eggs, right?
No.
So the underwater oceanographic team, whatever, the people with the robot that are just like cruising around the ocean.
Oh yeah.
They found millions of 20-inch eggs, and they're like, we have no fucking clue what these are. And it's like, that's terrifying. And then a big sea skate, which is just like a kind of ray,
Yeah.
just kind of like floats by in front of them and like poops out an egg and then slides away. It's like, oh, well, we know what they are now. It's no longer a mystery. It was like a 2-week long mystery.
If you didn't know what a mahi mahi looked like.
Let me look at this. I'm still looking at the seahorse. Yeah, those things are great. They're delicious.
Never had any.
I think I had some mahi mahi blackened fish tacos like this weekend. One of my family members wants to go deep sea fishing this summer.
And you're like, have fun without me.
I've never done it. And it's like, I could probably do that. That might be interesting. But then my first question was, do we have to clean the fish? Because like, I've had to clean halibut before, and they're huge, and
Yep.
it's a pain in the ass.
They're also kind of dangerous to pull in.
Yeah.
At least if they're particularly energetic halibut.
Oh, this poor boy just passed out. I am Grobgor, the horse god. Thor the seahorse? Yeah, that was kind of my idea. I'm a big Beta Ray Bill fan. He's basically just a giant space Thor that looks like a horse. I should say Thor as a space horse. So. It stands to reason that Seahorse Thor is probably also a horse.
I mean, considering there's a crocodile Loki somewhere.
Mm-hmm. I think,
or alligator Loki, whatever.
I think alligator's Loki counterpart is Frog Thor. I'm not sure about that because there's Frog Thor that got turned into a frog by Loki, and then there's I think Frog Thor from the universe where Howard the Duck is from. That's also where Peter Porker comes from. So.
I thought Howard the Duck was literally just an alien.
Would you say Thor is just an alien? Yeah.
No, I thought Howard the Duck was just an alien.
Oh, I don't know. I'm pretty sure he has his own like home plane of existence. He might have just been an alien in the movie. I'm not sure.
I'll take your word for it.
Look it up. Just type in, "Where's Howard the Duck from?" And then we'll both know. Yeah, kid. You and I are both just disgusting right now. Bunk. Oh, so sleepy. It is 1:15. We've been going for a little over an hour and a half, maybe. We got some sketches done, which is good.
He is from an alternate universe called Duck World.
Oh, okay.
Where humans are like duck, or where ducks are like humans.
Hmm. There's not other animals there?
Apparently not.
Look up Peter Porker and see if he's from a different universe, which I'm assuming he is then. Spider pig does whatever a spider pig does. Spins a web any size, catches these. He's a pig. Boo 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 boo. You're so cute. Yeah. You're just all sick. Sick baby's no good. He's from the Toonverse. Ah, all right.
Yes, born into cartoonish alternate Earth 8311.
Okay. Well then maybe I was wrong and Thor Frog is just Loki turning him into a frog. Okay. Yep, we're gonna call it. The boy is now awake and rambunctious. Okie dokie. Yeah. Yeah. Yeesh. Okay. Thanks for all the suggestions today. Thanks for hanging out today. We'll be back on Friday. The summer sale for commissions is over. I will post my new prices and stuff on the Discord a little later if people are looking for commissions. Even if you want to do something like a sketches, I want to start doing that more. I want to do sketches. I want to do like cards, like just little like tarot style cards for icons and things. That's kind of something I'd like to start playing with. Thor Frog is from the Animal Universe, not the Toonverse. Okay. I guess that would make sense because he's not a human, right? Like humans are ducks, and Frog would not. He's not a human. So
I was gonna say there's also apparently been 2 of them. No, wait.
That's what I was saying. Like there's Loki turned the regular Thor into a frog, and then I think there's one that's always been a frog.
So there's Simon Walterson.
Okay.
Who is Thorg.
Thorg.
The portmanteau. Okay. Yep, portmanteau of a Thor and frog. Was a human who was cursed into becoming a frog by a mystic.
Okay.
As Puddle Gulp, he aided King Glugwort during the frog's war with the rats.
Awesome. Awesome. What did Kevin name his Goblin King? King Poop Butt the Ugly or something?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. I think it was Poop Butt the Ugly. So you never know. You never know what you're going to name somebody until it happens. But I think we're going to call it. We're going to call it there. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. I'm going to try to get some more cool stuff out for this month's Patreon package. I think I'm going to have to print off some stickers, but I have some I can do myself. So we'll try to get those out here in the next week or two. I want to get one more thing done and then send that as well. So if you're not a Patreon member, you want to check that out, go check that out. We'll probably also do another Patreon-only stream at the end of the month. I'm going to be working on the game a whole bunch this month, unless I had a bunch of commissions lined up, but they put it on pause, so we'll see what happens with that. I might be back tomorrow just on the Discord working on game stuff, because there's a bunch of stuff I want to work on for the game. So until then, that's all I got. Stay happy, stay healthy, keep your dice on the table, and we'll catch you all next time. Bye, everyone.